Hi, in our last video we went through navigating through Business Central. In today's video we'll be walking through how to customize the navigation bar, the home screen and any pages or tables you require. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to add a page to the lower part of your navigation bar. Now this could be a page that we can't find anywhere on our navigation bar, or it could be a page that is already in one of the drop down menus but we want to add it to another place on the nav bar. So to add a page, first we need to navigate to it. So I'm going to search for SKUs. On the line that appears, there is a little bookmark icon, and we can click this to add it to the nav bar. We can also open up the SKUs page, and in the top right, we'll have the same bookmark icon that we can click. If we then return to our home screen, we can see that SKUs has now been added to the navigation bar. Next, I'm going to show you the Personalize function. This is going to allow us to move pages around in the nav bar and hide any that we don't want. In the top right, we can click Settings, then press Personalize. Personalize only changes the screen for yourself, not other users of Business Central. It's important to avoid pressing Design, as this will customize the page for all users, so be sure to click Personalize. Now that we're in Personalize, different areas of the screen are highlighted as we hover over them. When we hover over pages in our nav bar, a little red arrow appears next to them. We can click and drag this arrow to move the page where we want. We can even drag and drop it into one of the drop-down captions. If we were to leave it in the drop-down caption, we could then go back to that page and bookmark it again to add it to the nav bar a second time. And this is handy in case we wanted it in multiple places in the nav bar. For now, I'm just going to place it back in the lower part of my nav bar. We can also drag and drop the drop-down menus themselves, so we can reorder them to our liking. So there's a few ways that you can customize this nav bar. Next, I'll show you how to hide pages or the drop-down menus themselves from the nav bar. So if we open Finance, we have lots of pages. Now I might not need all of these and I want to declutter it a bit. If we click on the red arrows, we get the option to hide. And here we can hide all the pages we don't need. These pages will still be accessible through search or the bigger menus, but it's just hidden from our nav bar. Now if we click Done and end the personalization, we can open up the Finance menu and see that those pages are hidden. If we want to bring them back, we can reopen Personalize and click the red arrows and press Show. And now these pages would appear back in the Finance menu, ready for us to use. Also, if we use this pin button on a menu, it will allow us to click on pages without the menu disappearing. If we leave this pin selected, then click a page on our lower toolbar or on another drop-down menu, those pages will stay pinned for us. The next part I'm going to show you is personalising the home screen tiles. So while we're in Personalize, we can click the Add Field button at the top, and this is going to open a menu for us to get extra fields from. Initially, it will appear empty, but when we click somewhere on the screen that we want to find more fields for, it will come up with some available fields. Now I want to add this sales order field, so if I drag and drop it to an available space, a new tile will appear showing my sales orders. Similar to before, we can use the red arrows to move our tiles around and hide them if we no longer want them. Once we hide them, they will appear back in the Add Field menu. Finally, I'm going to show you how to personalize page and table fields. So I'm going to go into the customer list and I'm going to go back into Personalize. So here I'm going to move the balance field column by clicking the red arrow and dragging it to where I want it. I'm then going to add a field by clicking Add Field at the top, and then I want to click somewhere on the customer list to make sure it's showing the available fields for the customer list. But I just want to make sure that the option list that appeared isn't there, as it won't let us add a field while that's showing. So just click a second time to get rid of it. And then going to find country code and drag and drop it to where I'd like it to be. Now that's added, I've decided to remove Responsibility Center. So I just need to click the red arrow on it and press Hide. It will now be in the Add Fields section if I want to add it again. The last thing I will show you is changing where the freeze pane starts. When we scroll along, the numbers column always stays fixed. We can change this so that more columns can be added to the freeze pane. To do this, I click on the red arrow in the column caption that I want to add to the freeze pane and click Set Freeze Pane. Now when I scroll along, the name of the customer also stays fixed. And that ends our personalization video, where we've covered navigation bar, home screen, and page and table field personalization.